Welcome to Just the Guys podcast. We got three kings in the building today. Let's go. Appreciate it. Hey. Gunshots.
I'm still here, dog.
It's a little, I ain't gonna speak
Blow his ass
too much
up.
on that one, but Just the Guys podcast. We're here. It's been a
What
minute.
episode is this?
I know we've been late. Oh,
I think 153.
153. Okay.
Take your guesses in the chat. What
It should be
episode is this?
152. It should be 152.
Okay, 152? Okay.
152, yeah.
152. Okay. 152 episodes. Consistent.
Still consistent, yes.
Yes, it's consistent. You know what I'm saying?
They're coming out.
How's everybody doing today? That's the real question.
Hey man, impromptu month off the pod. Basically, it was 3 weeks he missed.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm good. I'm great. Been living life, as Rod called it, the married life. Chilling, having fun, watching shows. That's it, man. I've been, ear to the streets always. I've been looking at Twitter and all the antics that's been happening while we haven't been recording nothing, and digging in the vault, dropping those Throwback Thursday videos, trying to be consistent with that, but running out of stuff that's in the vault. I'm running out. I had to dig and clip some stuff out of like shit that didn't make the pod or stuff like that. I had to like really dig into these videos, but people like them. People comment. They love that Yeet one. They went to town on us, calling us all kinds of, oh, we bums, we this, because we didn't like the Yeet album. I was like, I love that. I love that interaction there. But yeah, man, I've been good.
I mean,
How about you, Rod?
I've been all right. I've been, man.
I'm gonna step on his shit because I got smoke with Rod. Rod done did a fucking private investigation video on me and didn't pop in and say hello. That's crazy. That's crazy. Jit was in Nike recording me, didn't pop in. That's crazy. He over here TMZ'd out. Didn't even pop in. That's crazy.
I had to really think about what he's talking about. I was like, what the fuck is this man on? Yeah, that was interesting. Hey, listen, my life has been very, very interesting. I've been on the go. Everything's been backwards. Like, usually, I just mind my business. I'm a homebody. I've been outside. I'm not even gonna hold you. I have been outside. I've been on the go. I've been at malls. I've been at attractions. Boy, let me basically break this down for y'all, man. So like, I've been gone for about 2 weeks because I was working on the air base. I had orders or whatever. That's basically when they cut you like a certain period of time that you have to be there. It's like you ask for it, or sometimes like you have to do your 2 weeks out of the year if you're a reservist. So this was kind of like I asked for it because I kind of broke it up. Like I did like 4 days last month in conjunction with my weekend, but somehow I don't remember like how it worked, but it was basically 7 days that I had to be down there, and then this time it was 10 days in conjunction with this UTA, and this UTA was 4 days. It's never been a 4-day UTA. It's usually 2 days, at the most 3. This was a 4-day UTA. It was insane, bro. I worked a week and then had basically I guess I had the weekend, but my girl came down. I spent time with my family, so I wasn't really resting. Like I was always doing something. They came down. We went to Top Golf. It was great. And then we went to the outlets to go shopping and look at stuff. And that's when I saw Terrell over there. So I was like, "Look at Terrell! Like, what's going on?" Like, I forgot that he worked at this store. So kind of like we was going by. I was like, "Damn, I should text him or something, or call him or something." And then I don't know. I had my hands full, dog. Like I had so many bags. I was just like, fuck it. Let me just take a video or something. So I took the video, and then honestly, that was like when I sent the video to you, Terrell. It was actually like I think it was 3 or 4 days after the fact. So like
I was trying to pinpoint the outfit. I was like, when the fuck did I wear that? I'm looking at the video I showed my girl. I was like, she's like, when was this? I was like, this had to have been a couple of days ago because I just took the twists out. I literally just took them shits out. I was like, oh, that was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, so like I forgot about it. I was like, let me send this because I didn't know if I was gonna send it for sure. But then I was like, yeah. So I just sent it your way, and I was just like, I wonder how he's gonna respond to this, whatever. But yeah, man. So I went to the fair, which is cool. I was trying to figure out somebody to go to the fair with because I was like, damn, bro. Anytime I come down here, I don't really have no fucking friends, nobody to really hang out with. So I was looking around. I was actually being social. I was talking to the people at the base, and like we were planning to go to the fair. So we did that. I got in free because you get in free on Thursday. Got in free. I was eating like a Big Mac, and I ain't gonna lie, fair food is high key overrated, but it is what it is. I still ate that shit though. I had me a fat ass turkey leg. I ate that shit. It was a little dry towards the end, but I ate that shit though. I had the what else did I have? I had a Cinnabon, like a big ass like a Nas Berry Farm type cinnamon roll. I had one of those. She had to add the glaze and the cinnamon. You know what I'm saying? That shit was busting. And then I was asking about the donuts because I always get the donuts, like the big ass bag. It's like the fry bag, but it's big as hell. You get like 38 donuts or something like that. Fresh ass donuts. I had to get those. I was looking for. We walked the whole fair. I was like, did they get rid of the donut spot? Then when we were coming out, like towards the end, I saw it in the front, like on the left hand side, and I was like, oh, there it is. So I walked up there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need those right there. I'm gonna need that. And she was like, what toppings do you want? And then I was like, let me have some glaze. And she was like, okay. And I was like, wait, hold on. Can you mix them? That's what I had the cinnamon and the glaze on. Tripping. She was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, put both of them hoes in there. The fuck? I ain't finna have no plain ass donuts. Plain ass fair donuts. But yeah, it was cool. Going in the expo, walking around the entire fair, seeing the rides. I was kind of sad because I was supposed to go once just to eat the food. And the second time I was supposed to go to actually have, like, to get on the rides and stuff. Like my little brother and his girlfriend and my dad and his wife. But it's cool. I still had a great time. It was super, I don't know what the word is, but I was like just reminiscing on the times that I used to go. It's been like
nostalgic.
Yeah, no way. It's been like 5 or 6 years, bro, since I've been to the fair. Motherfuckers be saying the fair rides ain't safe because them shits come out of a suitcase. But I mean, and they get any old bums, crackheads, or whoever. Let me stop being offensive. They get anybody that look like they don't have qualifications to operate the rides, but it's super rare for things to go wrong. I mean, obviously the possibility is there, but it's very rare for it to go wrong. And I'm gonna risk my life anyway for that fun. I mean, we risk our life regardless. Like, you go outside, you're risking your life. So it is what it is. But I didn't get a chance to get on, but it comes every year. For y'all that don't know, the youth fair is like a Miami-Dade County attraction, if you want to call it that. That comes every year around late March, early April. Yeah.
And then we get the Christmas one. We get the Christmas one towards the end of the year. We get
Christmas one. Unless you're talking about Santa's.
Like Santa's. It's called Winter Wonderland now, but it's like another fair, but it's just Christmas themed, and it comes at the end of the year. Cool spots.
The youth fair is massive though. It's bigger than anyone else. Like the South Florida fair, which is like in West Palm area, it's probably like a third as big as the youth fair. The youth fair is massive because you walk around like this loop. It's like a big loop like this, and then you can go around this side and go around like a hill, and there's way more. And then on this side is like a big ass expo with tons of art, computer lab. They have food,
animals,
there. All kinds. Yeah, it's a vibe. Honestly, it's honestly always a good idea to go there. It's always a good time, no matter who you go with. But that was cool, man. So I did that 1 week, and then, like I said, I went to Top Golf. The next week, I ran into one of my friends from middle school. Shout out to him. Shout out to Joseph. He asked me about the podcast immediately too.
I'm dead.
But I told him, I was like, yeah, we still do it. We just, we kind of going through like a rough patch right now, trying to be like innovative and also trying to be consistent. Also, I'm not there, so it's not like I can't really participate. The quality drops when I'm gone because I can't be there. Like I'm not just gonna be on my phone or this shitty hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I think a cell tower had dropped in Florida City or something because the Wi-Fi is trash. Like, I couldn't use anything. I couldn't use my phone when I got back to the hotel. I was literally connected via Ethernet cable. So I have 3 Ethernet cables now. I just remembered I bought one from Best Buy that I was supposed to fucking return. It robbed me. Anyway, so I got 3 Ethernet cables, bro. The Wi-Fi still wouldn't work. Like it would disconnect. It'd be working and then it would just lose service. Be like, oh, Wi-Fi disconnected, whatever. So that's why I didn't do anything for like that first week because I was at a different hotel, and that first week and a half. So like it sucked, but I mean it is what it is. I made the most of the time. I met up with Joseph. We talked a lot. Like we had a really deep talk. There was no small talk. I was at the gym shooting around. I saw him. I said, "Yo, what's up?" He had been in the Air Force. He was there active duty. We talked about like just becoming men, life, its responsibilities. He is a kid too, so this beautiful to see and hear about him. I kind of jumped the gun, but yeah. Like so, I met his girl. I didn't really meet his grandma, but after like it was time for us to leave, he like invited me to his home, and I was like, he's like, yeah, man. I mean, if you want to come over, like my girl cooked and she made enough, I'll just call her, let her know. And I was like, hey, man, if that's not too much, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And he was like, yeah, man, you can come through. So I asked him, I was like, so like, what do y'all want? And he was like, nah, man, don't worry. I was like, no, I'm not asking you. I'm telling you because y'all inviting me over and just giving me food, like. What do you want? Like Publix is right there. And he was like, hey, listen, man, you got it. Like, it's cool. Next time, whatever. I go over there. I meet his neighbor first because his neighbor's outside walking her dog. Neighbor was super sweet. I go inside. They have a nice house. He was talking about his setup. I meet his girl. I meet his son, which is really cool to see. And then we go outside and we just had talks, man. Like, it was good vibes. We ate the dinner. The food was amazing. And yeah, we just talked more about life. We talked about music. We talked about movies. We talked about like coming of age. We talked about so much shit. Kind of just like experiences with our parents and maybe trauma and like trauma that they've experienced and just like family ties. We talked about so much shit, bro. I was over there for maybe 2.5 hours just talking. And then after that, I left, went back to the hotel, went to sleep. Kind of late because I was over there for a while. I waited until like 11:30 ish. Then the next day, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings with my 2 friends, Matthew and David. That was also a vibe. The one over there at the Homestead Pavilion. It's cool as hell. I don't drink, but I was like, you know what, fuck it. It's time to change that. I'm about to be going on a cruise here in a little bit anyway, so I was like, yo, let me try this. What's this shit called? The Big Wave. It's like half mango cart, half Big Wave, or half Kona Big Wave. It's called the Beach Bum.
When's your cruise?
The 11th. It's the 11th to the 14th.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be going for a pod. You might be going for a pod.
No, I don't think so. Cause what's the 11th? The Thursday or is it?
Oh, no, you're right. You good? Yeah.
Yeah, I should be straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I had that beer. I'm not a beer drinker. It's ass, but that shit tasted good. So I think my mind might be changed. I might be one of those that can crack open a ice cold beer.
Cold one.
I just
crack a cold one on the rocks.
I've been hitting the gym a lot too. Like, I was hitting the gym every day of the week. I mean, nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Been working outside, protecting you American motherfuckers. Working on these jets. We pulled guns. You know what I'm saying? My boot hit the top of the jet. It's like this little button. It's a panel, but it's like a button. The button's about this big. It's like the size of this. You hit that shit, you depress it, fuel starts spewing everywhere. Don't ask me why the fuck that's on the top of the jet. It makes no sense. But my hotel and my car smelled like fuel for like 2-3 days. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was tough. So that fucking sucked. But
right around with the windows down.
I just been taking it in because like you don't smell it. It's like one of those things where you're around the smell for so long, you kind of just get used to it. It's like how you don't know what your house smells like.
Yeah.
But when you get back in the car, I go back to the hotel, you just like what the fuck is that smell? Like that shit's strong as fuck. It smells like a mobile in this bitch. So I mean, it's cool. The smell went away eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I hung out with them. One of my friends had a meltdown. I won't talk about that too much because I don't know how much they watched the podcast, but they had a fucking meltdown. I heard of that. That shit was insane. We were talking about how we were talking about cultures. Like we were talking about movies and shows. They were asking me all these movies, these black movies that came out like the early 90s. And I was like, bruh, I keep telling y'all, I haven't seen these movies because I was not sitting down watching movies. I wasn't in front of the TV just sitting down watching that shit. Right. I was either watching cartoons or outside. And when I wasn't doing either one of those things, I was playing a video game. Like, it's as simple as that. Yeah. Somebody sitting down, like, turn on the fucking, like, what I look like as a 8 or 7-year-old being like, yeah, turn on that old black movie. No, bitch, I don't want to watch that shit.
That
like,
Boys in the Hood. That
yeah, the fuck. I was like, bro, if you don't plug the PlayStation up or a fucking, what else I had? The GameCube, like, plug up the GameCube. Or we had the Dreamcast with my brother. Like, we finna play that. Like, ain't nobody playing no, like, no damn.
Right. We're not watching Baby Boy.
Yeah. Like, why would I even, anyway. But Friday, they asked me about Friday, and I was like, to be honest with you, I've never really seen Friday. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never really watched the whole movie, like, from start to finish, but
yeah,
I know about it. I know about next Friday, too. Not really Friday after next, but it is what it is.
Last Friday is in production, I think, or is in talks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I see you got some new pictures up there, too. Is that Detective Conan?
Yes, it's him. You got Riley, Huey.
Okay.
Down here are the three.
Is that Dante as a woman?
No.
Oh.
These are the three thirst traps in anime. It's the grandma from Dan to Dan. You got Bayonetta in the middle, and then that big titty bitch from prison school. Like her name's Mako.
Got it.
So
I seen the red, and I seen her standing next to Bayonetta. I was like, oh, they trying to do a woman version of Dante.
I would like put y'all over there so you can see better. I'll show y'all after the podcast because I don't know how long this core will extend, but yeah, I'll show y'all. This is how you support people's shit, their content, their art. You actually support them. You buy their shit. You watch their shit. You like it. You share it. This is what you do. People that they have content or they're selling a product that you like, you actually consume that shit. You don't just look and be like, oh, that's cool. Keep going. Like, actually buy their shit. So
right had a bid on that. That was a TikTok on the
yeah, you're right. Yeah, like support your friends, support businesses. Like if you really like them, you buy their shit. This is what I do. You know, that's the only way to.
I'm eager to hear about Denzel because Denzel had popped up in my messages a couple days ago talking about you free. And now I was like, the ears perked up because I was like, Denzel never does this. It was late. It was like 10 something. I was already in bed. I was like, damn. I was like, what's up? Like, and he was like, oh, I'll just tell you on the podcast or whenever you're playing Tekken. So I want to know what Denzel was been in the works with Denzel because I know he got his surgery. I know he had his wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah.
What's been going on, Denzel?
It's enlightened Denzel.
Right.
So much happened in like 5 days. So much happened. It's been quiet, you know what I'm saying? I figured some stuff out, but in layman's terms, like the long story short, I had my surgery, and I had 5 teeth extracted, 4 wisdom teeth and 1 cavity tooth, and I was put under anesthesia, and the feeling I was put under anesthesia before when I had surgery on my elbow. Like right here, like years ago when I was like 17 because I was losing nerve in my feeling in my arm. But I just remember putting the mask on. I went to sleep, woke up, surgery was there, and I was like, okay, cool. But the surgery that I had on my mouth first, they put me on the little lab table, and they had the tools on the little what's that shit called, little roller thing, you know, the little thing they roll
Yeah.
stuff on, and it was covered with towels, and I was just like, okay, but just like, yeah, we're gonna put you to sleep now. I was like, okay. She put the thing on my mouth, and then she took the towel off the thing, and it looked like a saw trap, bro. Like it just looked like Saw. That's all I gotta say. It was a bunch of instruments of destruction. I'm just like, most people be like, I'll be like, oh, I try to scream, and then I didn't try to do that. I was just looking like, oh, okay, so they about to tear me up, like they about to cut me up for real. I was like, okay, cool. So they put me to sleep. You know, I started losing consciousness. I started going to sleep, like gradually. But the crazy thing is, when I was put to sleep, I was still conscious, if that makes sense. Not that I can feel everything and know what everything is going on. I mean conscious as in spiritually. Like I was still awake spiritually. Like I was aware that I was under anesthesia. I was aware that I was out of it. I heard a couple voices in here and there. It was muffled. It was like jargon. It wasn't like plain English like we're speaking now. And it was just all white. And for some reason, I was imagining myself playing Gears. For whatever reason, I guess I was thinking about Gears. I don't know why I would be thinking about Gears, but I was thinking about Gears. Then I started playing a random fighting game. I don't even know what fighting game it was. It was just two health bars and two people fighting. And I was just like, okay, I was conscious, but I was out, but I was conscious. Like basically, I was doing stuff while it was all white. And I woke up. Couldn't close my mouth. I guess they had it propped open with something. And then, she's like, yeah, dude, the surgery went really well. Just keep the gauze in your mouth and, just get into the wheelchair and we'll roll you out. And when I was sitting in the waiting room waiting to get my surgery, I seen people getting rolled out and they sound, if you know, the R word. If you know, you know. But I was wondering like why. I was just like, why do they sound like that? I was like, is something wrong? Because I was like, I really didn't know. I was like, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. I was like, they probably. I pieced together early. I was like, it's probably the medicine they put you under and you waking up. Like, it's probably what it is. So I woke up. I got into the chair relatively by myself. I didn't really need too much help. Got into the chair. I rolled out. I was looking like Stephen Hawking. I was like this. I was looking crazy, and then my aunt saw me, and she was like, "Oh, you got your surgery, you're good." And I was just like, I looked at her. I was just like, I want to speak, but I can't. I'm conscious the whole time, but I can't do nothing because if I speak, I can't speak because I got my jaw permanently.
Yeah, gauze in your mouth.
Yeah, I can't speak.
Yeah.
So if I try to speak, I'll sound. Oh. Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, like
that was the wrong thing.
If I tried to speak, I would have sound like, I would have sound like
crazy.
Something. But
it sounded loopy.
Yeah. So I got into the car. My aunt drove me home. She told her about the medications I'm supposed to take. I'm on my way home. I'm just looking at my aunt. I'm just crying, not because of pain. There was no pain. Full disclosure, there was no pain the entire time. I still don't feel no pain. But I was on my way home. I looked at my aunt. I saw she was driving me home, and I saw someone else get picked up by public transportation. They had like they had the insurance, like Medicaid insurance, picked them up like their transportation, and he was by himself. Yeah. And I was just thinking about that, like, dang, like he gotta go with like he in the state, like I'm in the state too, but he in the state, and he gotta take public transportation. And it's like I got my aunt here. She's supporting me. She's driving me back home, I'm sitting here crying. She don't even know reason why I'm crying, and I can't tell her why because, So, this is the first time I really ever cried, like really cried from like emotion. So it's like it was new to me. I was just so thankful that she was doing that for me because I could have been, dude getting public transportation and all that, and I ain't really see it at all. Went home. She went back to Walmart to get my prescription. She dropped me off first, and then while she was gone, she told me not to do too much because I was still under anesthesia, and now don't lift nothing. But I didn't listen. I got up. I got up. I went to the bathroom. I went to look in my mouth, and I seen the gauze in my mouth. I was like, oh, that's why I couldn't speak. Cause I knew it was gauze, but I didn't know how it was in my mouth. I was like, okay, bet. It was full red though. It was full red. It looked like if I take it out, it looked like it probably would have spilled. And I was like, should I take this out? I was like, I'm healthy. Like, man, I don't feel no pain anywhere. I'm gonna take it out. Took it out. It didn't like squirt or nothing. It wasn't bad. It's just like it was just passively dripping out my mouth. Like just I was in a saw trap basically. And blood got all over the bathroom. It was blood everywhere. It was blood in the toilet. It was blood on the floor. It looked like somebody got killed in there. And I had to clean that up in like a half hour before my aunt got back because I didn't want to mess it up. But she came back and she was like, did you take out your gauze or anything? I was like, nah. I had to shake my head because I couldn't speak. I had to download a text-to-speech app to talk to my aunt. I had to text what I wanted to say on my iPhone to talk to her. So I was just telling her about what happened. And she was like, "Oh yeah, they said not to. They said to replace the gauze every couple hours because it's gonna get filled." And she was like, "Yeah, here's the gauze." And I was like, "You could have told me that before you left," but she didn't tell me. But everything was normal. Next day, they said I had a packet from the doctor that did the surgery. He was telling me it should be swollen the second day and pain and all that. And if it pops up, just take these pills. Second day comes. I'm not. First, I feel my face to see if I'm a chipmunk. No, face not swollen. There's no pain either. I didn't feel no pain. I just go through the day. I eat applesauce. I'm not eating much of anything like real solid. Then third day comes, check my face to see if it's swollen. It's not swollen. Bleeding stopped, so I don't even have to use gauze no more. Like it was good. I'm like okay, bet. Then eating that, I just continue. I think I'm on day 6, or no. It's been a week. It's been a week. No swelling. Bleeding stopped. Day 3, and then it's been good since. And I just been looking at videos. I've been looking at a lot of videos, and I came across this one channel called Diary of a CEO, and he's basically a millionaire, multimillionaire, and he was just talking about finances, and he wouldn't talk about finances. He would bring people on his podcast to talk about finances and health and other stuff and like marriage and like relationships. And I looked at his videos. At first, I was like, "Man, this is some light skinned dude." You know what I'm saying? Like, and he from the UK. I'm like, okay. I said, I'll give him a shot. I'll give him a look. And then he started talking to this brain doctor, and it started getting like real interesting. He was like, "Yeah, we did a scan of your brain because the doctor did a scan of his brain, and coincidentally, the doctor specializes in ADHD." And he was like, so I did a scan on your brain, and it's coming back that you have lots of physical trauma to your brain and emotional trauma to your brain. There's a little bit of toxins in your brain, and it looks like by the shape of blood flow through your brain, you have ADHD. And dude was like, I got ADHD? He was like, yeah, you do. I'm 99% certain that you have ADHD. And he was like, "You're right." He was like, "You're right. You're right." Because I'm a number one quitter, and by number one quitter, he was saying like, if I don't have interest in something at all, if I have no interest in something, I'll quit. I won't want to do it. I start it up, and if I don't like it, I'll throw it away, or I won't do it, or and if when I was in school, he said when I was younger, I didn't like being in a classroom with all those kids and like trying to follow what the teacher was saying to try to retain information, because it was for me it just really wasn't intuitive to me. Like I would just be there. I didn't really do well in school, and that was just how I moved. And I was just like, that sound like me. That sound like me because I wasn't bad in school. I wasn't like throwing stuff and doing all that. I just didn't pay attention to the teacher, and I always wondered why. Because when it came to like PC building, I was watching YouTube videos, and YouTube videos were like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, all that stuff after high school, and I was able to learn how to build PCs watching YouTube videos. And they're not teachers. They're not teachers at all. But the teachers at school, I'd be in a class, 30 people, and I should be trying. I'll try to pay attention. I'll look at them and I'll try to retain what they're saying. They're talking to me, and it's just like, I don't like. It's like I'm not saying like I don't give a fuck about this. It's just in my heart, I just don't. It's not sticking. It's not retaining. It's not something that I'm interested in at all. So it's not retaining. And then it explained. And I was just thinking like about my past when he was talking about that with the ADHD, and he was saying, yeah, like when I was little, like the physical trauma to my brain is when I used to play soccer and all that, and you know I used to hit my head on the soccer, and that's probably where the damage and the trauma to my brain came from. And also when I was younger, my mom and my dad used to always fight a lot, and it just left me, you know, feeling helpless because I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know what to do, and I was just like, that sounds like me because when my mom died, everybody was crying in the funeral. I wasn't crying, and I was like, I should be crying. I felt like I should have been crying, but I wasn't crying, and I didn't know why, and I was mad at myself because I was like, you're not normal. Like you don't care about your mom. Like you don't care. Like I was saying that to myself. It was like I reached inwards. And I was like, yeah, you don't care about your mom because you ain't crying. Everybody else crying. People that's your mom's friend is crying. Your sister crying. You're not crying. So something wrong with you. You just don't care. You just numb inside. I'm just like it just reinforced like all those thoughts was going through my mind when I was like 11 years old, 12 years old. Because it's just like that. Like I should be crying. Everything I learned up until that point about like emotions and people and relationships, it shows that you should have feeling to be able to cry when something like that happens. And it's just like that just reinforced it when, you know, afterwards, after she died and I didn't cry and I saw everybody else crying, it just reinforced this negative outlook on myself that I'm not normal and that I'm numb and I'm just don't have emotions and I don't have like cognitive function like everyone else. Like everybody else is doing different things. I can't do it. Like everybody else was driving. Cameron was driving. If you know my family, you know Cameron and all of them. They're younger than me. I remember watching Cameron in his car seat when he was a baby and he was out driving and everything. And I was like 24, 25, no driver's license. And it's just like, there's like, yeah, you can do it, Denzel. You can get your license now. Like you can get it. And I opened up the driver's license book and I tried to look at it and I closed that shit up. I was like, I'm not remembering this bullshit. Like I'm not interested in reading this book. I was just like that. I was like, I'm not interested in reading this book. I'm not going to retain the information. And that's what it was. And I was just left it alone. It's still in my closet. But everything that I've done in my 20s up until now, it's like I'm thinking back and it's just trying to replay everything that happened. Like when I was trying to get like a girlfriend and everything, all I wanted was to get, have sexual relations and all that foolishness. And I didn't really care about the person. Like I didn't connect with the person. And that's basically the rooted cause, back when my mom died. And I basically told myself like, you don't have the feelings like everyone else. So you don't have that. You don't have that. Everybody else have that. You don't have that. So you just different. And that's just a negative thought that I had since then. And I kept going with it. And then, growing up, no more. Like I would laugh and I'd be sad when it's stuff that was pertaining to me specifically with like let's say my computer died, I'd be sad, but I wouldn't cry enough to just be like, well, it died. I'm not happy about it, but like looking back now, I'm realizing like I never gave myself credit to do anything. I never thought of myself worthy to do anything. I thought I was not worthy of doing anything. And by worthy of doing anything, for context, I thought like I'm not good enough to drive. I'm not smart enough to do anything. like to go to school. I'm not smart enough for that. I'm an emotionless individual. I can't connect with people. I can't talk to people. I can't connect with them in ways that other people connect, because I used to see that all the time. It was basically like being outside the window looking in, seeing other people connect and talk and be like, and they'd be like, yeah, you understand me, you feel me, and then the other person was like, yeah, I got you, I see 100%. And it's like, I don't know how that feels. I don't know how that shit feels, and I just felt like that's just not my place, and that's where the negativity came from. When it came to like talking smack about people, I would go hard on them, and then I would come home, people would go crazy online. If someone would say something crazy to me, I would respond in kind. I would cook them or talk smack about them. And then I was just thinking about all these times. I was just like, I see it now. I understand it now. I get it now. I got ADHD and I didn't know it. But also I was wondering, I thought about it, I was like, but think about it. I was like, think about it, Denzel. What about when you at work? When you're at work, you're the most respectful person anyone's ever met. All the old ladies love you. They remember your name. They try to do you favors, as in like they'll give you a ride home. They'll look out for you. They'll ask you how you doing, where you been, if I've been gone for a while. And I was just like, I didn't see myself as being like a respectful, kind-hearted individual, because inside I never thought I was that person. Inside I never thought I was that person at all. I was like, I'm just a regular guy. I mean, I give people common courtesy. That's the one thing that I guess seep through, regardless of how thought I felt. Like common courtesy, respect, stuff like that. I like to talk to people. If someone had a problem, I'll try my best to fix their problem. And that's just how I am. And that's how I was at work. That's why I was deemed as such a good worker. That's why they always called me. I was wondering, like, why are they always calling me to come in and work every time someone don't want to come in, and why am I always covering other people? And then I thought, I was like, I always come in, even at the moments I'll walk all the way to work, and I'll come in. I can have a bad day. I won't put that on the customers. I'll talk to the customers. We'll have conversations. We'll have all that good stuff. Coworkers, I talked to all my coworkers. Not all of them. Some I didn't talk to, but it's like most of my coworkers that I work with, I talked to, and it's just thought I was a cool guy, and I didn't see why. I was just a regular guy. But looking back now, those are traits that I never showed you and Rod like fully. I never showed y'all that fully. It was always a negativity. There's always a negative side. Like it was always like how I feel about this, how about it was just like, oh, you dumbass or this or that or all this. It was just the negativity. And it's just like nobody ever told me that people told me that I was capable of doing a lot.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel that in myself, so it basically didn't matter. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that way. Cause I felt like I was watching everybody else get, my cousin he didn't graduate high school, but he got a house and a wife and kids. And I just graduated from high school, and I'm still living with my aunt, 30 years old. Don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just trying to hit up the next woman that will, give me play. And that's all I was really worried about, and going home and playing the game. And it was a bad life. Like thinking back, it was bad. And then like I had extremely terrible. I'm pretty sure y'all know. Like I could see through the line, but I had a really bad porn addiction. I know everybody know about that. I was going crazy. Like before the accident, I was going bonkers. I was doing crazy shit. And after the accident, I woke up, and the first thing when I woke up in the hospital, the first thing I thought was like, when was the last time I let go? And that was the first thought, and then it hit me. And when I had that thought, I was like, why am I thinking about that right now? I almost died. So I was like, I need to, reassess everything like at my own pace, and slowly but surely, like when I woke up, I wasn't different per se when I woke up. I tried. I just slowly got into it. Like, I slowly got into it. You know, I was just like, okay, reassess what's going on. Like, you're not employed. You know, I started dabbling in AI a little bit more, trying to get because it said I took brain damage. So I was like, okay, I need to work on cognitive stuff. I need to play like stuff that makes me think, games that make me think. I need to think about everything. I need to use my brain. And I started, you know, doing that. I got back on my feet with that. I was doing that for months, and then, you know, playing the game, and then after the surgery, I got my job back at Dollar General. I worked one day there, but I go there tomorrow as well. When I did that first day at work, I was only there for 4 hours. I was only there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
I like normally I would look at the clock. Before I would look at the clock, like, when do I go home? Like, I don't want to be here. And when I was there for that 4 hours, and I wasn't looking at the clock, and I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay. And I was talking to the customers when they came in. I was talking to them. I was having conversations, and I was helping them out. This one lady, she didn't have money to get her Pepsi. I just let her leave with the Pepsi, because it was just like, I'm not gonna sit here and hold it, because like, we got a line, everybody's here. I'm gonna let you get it. I did my time, and when he was like, yeah, you can go now, I was like, okay. I didn't say like, finally, or I didn't give a sigh. Like, all of the old things I used to do, I didn't do. And I felt like that was different. I also did a job interview at McDonald's yesterday. And I think I got the job. I think it went well. They asked me for my shirt size, so I think that's pretty much a green flag, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But everything that I learned for the past couple of weeks, I've been looking at like how to start, like, you know, how to build wealth and manage my finances, and I'm just digging into all of those at once. And my plan is now is to work 2 jobs. I'm gonna work 2 jobs. I'm gonna walk to work to keep myself active, and I'm gonna and I thought that was a curse. Like, I was like, I should have a car, because everybody else has a car and they're using a car to go to work. But for me, I never had to pay for gas or go on a car. I would walk, and that's what kept me healthy. When I started learning about health, they was talking about most people, they drive to work. They're not active. They just drive to work, from work. They eat like crap. They eat processed foods. They go to sleep. You know, they go to sleep late, and they don't get the sleep that they need, and they do that until they die early.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna die at 85, 90. You're gonna die like 60, 55, and it's like, it's not how bad you are when you're 55, 60. It's what you do up to that point, because everything is like a snowball effect. Like, just because if you have a chest pain and it goes away, people will be like, oh, it went away, it's not that big of a deal. But whole time, that could be like a symptom of heart disease, or it could be a symptom of heart attack. And it's like, it's clogging up your arteries, and it feels pain from that, and it's giving you the signal that it's feeling pain. But it's like, because it passes, they ignore it, and then they'll live out their lives, they'll do whatever, and then when time comes, when they hit 55 and they're ready to it's about time for them to retire, they'll get a heart attack, or they won't be equipped for the future as far as like their health. So I thought, you know, I was you know, being cursed, like having to walk to work, but it kept me from getting fat. It kept me from getting big, and it kept me active, and that is important. So granted, I was eating like shit. I probably got bad cholesterol all over my organs, but I'm skinny. But it's like, you can still have fat around your organs, and that can clog up stuff, and I got to work on that as well. But I'm looking at my health now. I'm eating potatoes, heated potatoes, like straight the potato, cut it in half, heat it up in the oven, and just eating like healthy. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm eating bran flakes. I need to do the
Mhm.
scan on that because I got this app that says Dirty Thoughts, and it basically you scan the barcode on your food and it tells you if it's bad or good based on the index.
That's cool.
And it's $29.99 for 2 years. I spent that
Mhm.
shit so fast. I didn't even think about it.
Mhm.
I spent that shit so fast because it's like I'm not gonna be eating bullshit. I'm not gonna be eating bullshit, and I'm not gonna be going
Mhm.
out to eat like that. And I'm not gonna be eating. I'm gonna switch up how I eat, and I'm looking for fibrous foods, oats, and whole grains, stuff like that. And I'm
Yeah.
not eating processed foods. And by processed foods, it basically said if it got more than 4 ingredients, it's processed like shit. And it was like that's basically how you cut out processed foods. And I was just like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. I don't, and I never was really sensitive to food as in this is nasty, so I won't eat it. I always just ate whatever I wanted. I ate for nourishment. If it
Mhm.
tastes good, it was a bonus. But the fact that it was like, yeah, I'm starting to drink green tea,
Yeah.
unsweetened, no sugar in it, because I want my
Yeah.
insulin levels to drop. Um, Drinking a lot of water. I'm limiting my microplastics, so I'm drinking out of glass cups,
Fast.
not plastic
Yeah.
cups. And I'm just looking at a bunch of knowledge right now from people that are in departments like heart doctors,
Mhm.
certain doctors, and it is just telling you like it's a snowball effect. You can ignore it, but that doesn't mean it's not there, building up in your body over time. And that's what they were
Mhm.
saying. Like I thought I wasn't normal. I thought I wasn't normal because I'm skinny. I was like I want to be strong. I want to be big and strong, and there's nothing particularly wrong with being big and strong, but it's like I couldn't do it, and I thought it was something wrong with me. I'm like I just can't
Mhm.
do it. I ate a lot. I tried to protein shakes, and that's terrible. The protein shakes terrible for you. But they were saying like, what exercise is a relatively new invention, right? It's new. It was invented in the 1900s. That's only 100 years ago. That's recent. When you go at the big picture, the Big Bang was 4.2 billion years ago. So you only go back 100 years. That's a recent invention, which means what did people look like before exercise was invented? They didn't look like the people. I'm about to curse. They didn't look like the people that's at the weight shows and muscle shows doing this and doing this they didn't look like that. They were
Mhm.
built, but they didn't look like that. And the thing that I used to always question is like, how do people work out their whole lives and they get in the best shape of their life and then they deteriorate quicker than anything and then die at an early age? And
Mhm.
then he was talking to the doctor. The doctor was like, that's because they wasn't meant to be that body shape. Like because they said, in my instance, if a skinny guy like me, like my build type, if I force dirty bulk or got a large amount of calories to gain weight and build muscle, it would work. But when I get older, when I hit 50, 60, it's not meant for that wasn't meant for my body type. So it would
Mhm.
deteriorate faster than normal. And then also remember what I was talking about ignoring, like you'll get signs that it's something's bad going on, but you would ignore it because you don't feel pain. You just like it's just
Yeah.
it's just like I'm getting old. You just account it to being old. So it's like that doesn't get addressed, and then you start eating whatever you want. You start eating like you start drinking like sugary drinks or whatever because you just like I did my time already. I did this, I did that, and then you do that, and then lo and behold, you get a heart attack, or lo and behold, you get diabetes, and you just like I ate healthy my whole life. How do I got diabetes? And then it's like it's like you get caught. It's like you get caught when it's too. It's like your body gives you signs, but if you don't figure it out until it's too late. Until like the doctor
Yeah.
gives you the bad news, and that's what
Mhm.
I don't want to be in. I just want to look up what foods can I eat. Um, what's a good ratio of vitamins and minerals? I need omega-3 fatty acids. I didn't know you get that from fish oil. I need to get me some supplements and all this stuff that I need. I can spend money on that and not have. And I don't got to worry about spending money on no computer. I'm not spending money on computers. I'm not spending money on shoes. I'm going to Goodwill to get shoes. I got a book bag from Goodwill that I got so I could put my change of clothes in there for when I get to work. And
Mhm.
I'm just gonna be a minimalist. I'm not gonna spend money like at all. I'm just stacking my money and I'm gonna put it in um my target date fund that I got with my brokerage account, and I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna play a game of endurance. I'm gonna do that for like 30 years. Not flipping burgers at McDonald's or do anything, but just working for 30 years and getting stream income, like try to stream or build PCs. Some go to school later on in life, maybe do computer science or something like that, get a better job, and then the status quo is still the same. Still put money into it monthly or weekly, depending on how you set it up. And then by the time I'm ready, when I'm ready to just call it quits, I can call my boss. They call me like, we need you to come. I'm like, I'm retiring. I quit. And I don't have to think about it because I know it's there. So I'm really gonna preparing myself. Like I'm preparing myself for the future, as in what I'm gonna be eating. I'm gonna be eating. I'm not gonna be eating like shit. It's just that I'm not. The food is not gonna be like good tasting. But I normally just ate food just for nourishment. So taste doesn't. I'm not really sensitive to taste, so that works out in my favor. But I'm just gonna play the endurance game. I'm gonna try to keep my body as healthy as I can keep it, and I'm gonna do that till I get old, like 2065, and then I'm gonna retire. And then when I'm old, I'll see the fruits of my labor. I'll be like, okay. People like, all right, you're healthy. You don't got heart disease. You don't got this. You don't got that. And if that's looking in the future. But if I die, I die. Like it's very simple. If I die, I die. And if I do die, I have the money that I'm putting into that target date fund, and it can be transferred to like my relatives or anybody else in the event that I die. So I set the ground. I'm trying to set the groundwork right now. But as far as what I want to do, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do, and I don't know what my focus is going to be on. So I don't have to worry about like being distracted by like being like a gorgeous woman walking by and being like, yeah, I gotta holler at her. I gotta see what she on. Man, I'm worried about other stuff. I'm interested in other stuff. I'm trying to build knowledge. I'm trying to learn as much as I can before I hit that stage where I'm old and I can't move. So I'm trying to learn about how the body works. Trying to learn about it, and it's like I'm taking notes, like, and I'm using that ADHD to my advantage because like I know how to decipher information and take out the fat, like the stuff that isn't really relevant. I know how to break it down and put it into points, and I got notes on the target date fund. I'll show you guys after the pod, but I got that. I'm gonna watch a heart video. I got a playlist in the Discord. That's what that playlist is for, because that's videos I've been watching. I need to go through every single one of those videos, and I need to decipher the information in it and then take notes on them and then put it in a folder, put it on my Google Drive, and that way I have access to it anywhere. So if something were to happen, someone came in, broke into my house, stole my PC, I'll have it on my Google Drive. And Notepad files are small. They're like kilobytes.
Yeah.
So I can get all the notes that I need, put it on Google Drive, and then extract it if I need it. If I need it back. And then I could just keep making notes here and there. And it's just like I have so many ideas. I have so many ideas of what I want to do. I it's really like I thought I would be scared, like knowing like, oh yeah, you do this, you know what I'm saying? Like your brain is you took brain damage, so you gotta do this and that. I thought that would be like a chore. Now it's like I'll do whatever I need to do. It's just time. Like time is on my side. Like I feel like I could say that time is on my side. Like if someone was to take me out though, I try my best. I can say that I try my best. And even when I get to the end, when I do get to that point when I'm like 65, 75, I want to see that I tried my best. I'm still healthy. And that in itself for me would be a win. That would be a win. Just surviving that and not going through like the withdrawal. I've seen so many people die early for no reason when it could have been avoided. I see so many people die for no reason. And I always had this question even before I got hit by a car. I was like, how do you work out and do all this and you're active and you're healthy your whole life, and then you die at like 55 years old from heart disease, like a heart attack. And it's like you would associate a heart attack with a fat person if you're asleep. That's what you will associate. Like if you're fat, like, oh, you're gonna die from a heart attack. But in actuality, someone can be husky and be bigger, but they have very low fat around their organs, so they won't have heart disease or heart failure or any of that, even though they're big. And that's where you have to learn. That's where you have to learn about how the body works, how everything is correlated. And then when you start learning, everything starts to fall into place. You be like, oh, so that's why he died from. That's how he got cancer, or that's why he had a heart attack. That's why he has Alzheimer's. That's why he had this. And it's like it's starting to make sense. So it's like right now I'm on my knowledge grind right now. Like I'll go to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting up early. I get up early now. I get up at 6:00. 6:30, sometimes 7:30. It depends. You say you need around 7 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep is a lie. You don't need 8 hours of sleep. You need 7 hours, more or less. Sometimes you wake up a little bit after 7 hours, sometimes a little bit before. But either one, it's a loose guideline. It's around 7 hours is what you want. And that's the most optimal, because I can go to sleep at like 12 o'clock and wake up at 7 or 6 or 11, depending on what time I go to sleep. And I know how to use my phone to my advantage now, because iPhone got all of that. I'm pretty sure Android can do the same thing. I just never looked into it because I didn't care about that, because I thought it was this jargon that I couldn't understand, because I didn't have confidence in myself. I didn't have self-respect. I just thought I wasn't worthy of nothing. I didn't think I was worthy of anything. And I thought I was dumb, because I didn't learn how everybody else was learning. When people got stuff, I didn't get it the same way that they got it. Like when Ryan would talk to me about frames and all that stuff, I would tell him, like, I don't know about frames and all that like that. I would tell him that, and I didn't know why. I just knew that. I knew in my heart that's how I felt. Like I didn't know, and I didn't care to go into the lab to learn, because it's like it wouldn't stick. And whole time I got ADHD. And that's why I learned it a different way, because I wasn't trash at the game. I just didn't learn how everybody else learned. And that little foresight, that little information opened up doors. It's opening up doors now. I'm starting to do stuff I didn't think I was capable of. Like I got a brokerage account. I'm looking into investments. I'm looking into all of that stuff. And I'm starting to understand. I'm jotting down notes. I have a plan. I'm working 2 like bottom end jobs, like Dollar General and Dollar Tree. I got all my benefits from Dollar General. I'm gonna get my benefits from McDonald's, and cleaning my teeth, doing everything that I can to keep that. I learned how to floss today from Cameron, my little cousin. He taught me how to floss today. I'm being super what's the word I'm looking for? Humble. Crazy, right? Humble now. It's like I can talk about how I feel now. Like how I feel, I can give a general idea of how I feel now. Before I didn't know. It's just like if I was sad, I was just like, I just know I'm sad, but I don't know how to say it. I don't know what to say. I'm just fucked up. I don't know what to say. Like people will talk to me about the problems, like I can't really relate, because this is like I don't know. Yeah. Now it's like I don't know all the answers, but it's like I can at least like talk back.
Right.
And I noticed that when I was talking to AJ, we talked for like 3 hours. Talking to Akame, I was helping him, with stuff that he had going on. He had a lot of stuff going on. I worked on it with him together in the Discord. And that's the point. And another thing that started it is like I had a Discord, and I wanted everybody in one Discord that I know. And I had a Discord, but I was just like, I don't really know how to build a Discord. This is me. The computer guy was like, I don't know how to build a Discord. I didn't think I knew I had the smarts to make a damn Discord. Everybody else had a Discord, and I know I was smarter than them in computers. Like I knew what to do, but when it came to a Discord server, I was like, I can't do it. I don't know how people do that. I don't know how people do it. But it's really was my ADHD holding me back. I didn't know that. I sat down. I assessed the situation calmly, and I was like, okay, I do this. I put this here. This goes here, and then I started inviting people, and then I was like, okay, it's not perfect, but I'll get it right by the time in the next couple of days. And what happened?
Right.
30 plus people on the Discord server, and it's everything is fully customized. It got the music bot. It got notifications. It got everything set up. All I had to do was just pay attention to the instructions and read the instructions and note the instructions. I had to learn a different way.
Yeah.
I had to learn a different way. But I'm happy. I'm happy. Like I'm really happy. I can say that 100% certainty. And I'm not gonna talk about my relationship with my aunt. That flourished. Like, give my all the flowers.
Right.
She stuck out with me for 10 years. And I was just, and she didn't understand. I didn't tell her nothing. Like the little stuff that I told you, I didn't even tell my aunt. So I'm new to this. I'm new to all of this. All this is new to me. All of this is new to me. But I'm starting to get my foot in the door.
I ain't gonna shed a tear on camera. I ain't gonna shed a tear on camera, but I'm glad that keep this what's the word? This light that you have of wanting to gain new information, and keep that, because that tends to go fast when you find something that you're interested in, and then you get into like the monotony of like the day to day.
And that happened already. That actually happened already. That happened yesterday. No, I like at first, last Thursday I was in my mode. I was doing notes and everything. I was doing everything, and I went to the job interview Saturday, and the interview went well. Everything went well, but I was just like, I started feeling like my old self, and I was wondering. I was like, did I get blessed by God, and then He took that shit away? Because that's like I felt like all of the fire just disappeared. I was like, where'd the fire go? Like, where'd that go? Like, I was waking up early and everything. Well, Saturday I got up early. It was a good start. I got up early. I was doing stuff. And then when I went to the job interview, I did the job interview. It went well. But when I went home, I was outside. I spoke to Lydia, and I went home, and I felt like a fraud. I was like, damn, like I don't feel that fire in me right today. I feel bad. I was just watching videos and like I wasn't really talking in the chat. I was talking to AJ, but I wasn't really speaking like that. I was feeling like my old self, and I didn't like that. And I was like, okay. I prayed that night, and I was like, I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Start off really good, and then I started getting back in my mode. Like, okay, this is how I'm gonna do this. This is how I'm gonna do this, and I just kick started it, and I was able to get back into that mode. So I'm feeling good. There's gonna be days like that though, but I think that's like just when you
that's part of it.
Yeah, like the fog, the brain fog and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
it's part of it. You'll have the days where you just like, I don't feel like doing none of this shit. Like all this, all that. You have them days, and you just gotta power through it. Just because you have them days don't mean that you still not passionate about X, Y, and Z, or like we still give a fuck about what we do here. It may not be as consistent as it was before, but that don't mean much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
As long as we get up here and we still try, that's all that matters. But I mean, damn, the podcast is basically done. The podcast, but that was great. That was great. I ain't gonna lie, that was great. Denzel didn't. We didn't have to say nothing. Denzel was doing all the work. I like that. Denzel was dropping gems too.
His light, man.
Yeah. I'm inspired.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, I'm incredibly happy for you. I'm ecstatic.
Right. This is great. We love to see Denzel on the up and up. I be peeping them streams. I be in there. I don't say nothing. I just be in there. I be looking. the day after you messaged me, I was like, let me see the stream. Let me make sure Denzel's okay. So I'm looking. I'm listening. I'm like, oh, Denzel fine. Fine. Because when you hit the "Are you free?" I'm like, oh, this is something. At night,
he does something bad.
The you free at night hits different than during the day. It hits different. Because you free means some shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Like when Rod called me at night to tell me about Denzel, I was like, oh, this is not a good call. Because it's like 11 o'clock at night, 10 at night. I'm like, yo, this is not a good call. So I was just like, I was worried about Denzel. I was like, yo, I hope he's okay. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to try to get on the game, but, my days are busy. I'm going to try to get on the game. Then I looked at the stream. I'm like, oh, Denzel's okay. I was like, then we'll dive into it on pod day. We ended it on a high then.
Mhm.
Dinner gotta be made.